Hi, Miss. I'm Nicole Guatimonza,
And I'm Joe Ortiz.
and we're going to talk about science versus.
Pseudoscience.
What is science? Science is a concerted human effort to understand or to understand better the history of the natural world and how the natural world works. With observable physical evidence as the basis of that understanding, it is done through observation of natural phenomena and or through experimentation that tries to simulate natural processes under controlled conditions. We're going to consider some examples, like an ecologist observing the territorial behaviors of bluebirds, and geologists examining the distribution of fossils in an outcrop, are both scientists making observations in order to find patterns in natural phenomena. These examples are observational science, but there is also experimental science, like a chemist observing the rates of one chemical reaction at a variety of temperatures, and a nuclear physicist recording the results of bombardment of a particular kind of matter with neutrons, are both scientists performing experiments to see what consistent patterns emerge.
Now, what is pseudoscience? Pseudoscience includes beliefs, theories, or practices that have been or are considered specific but have no basis in a specific fact. This could mean they were disproved scientifically and can be tested or lack evidence to support them. This means that the most important of its defects is usually the lack of the carefully controlled and thoughtfully interpreted experiments which provide the foundation of the natural sciences and which contribute to their advantage. Well, this course that pursuit of scientific knowledge usually involves elements of intuition and guesswork. In legitimate science, however, these problems tend to be self-correcting. They are not original researchers themselves, through the critical scrutiny of the greater scientific community. Some examples that pseudoscience has that are related to space and astronomy. In 2012 phenomenon, expectations that 2012 will bring large-scale disasters or even the end of the world. The ancient astronauts proposed that aliens have visited the Earth in the past and influenced our civilization. Astrology believes that humans are affected by the position of celestial bodies. The crop circles, some believe these are made by aliens. But Nicole, tell me more about science that I don't get it well.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now. Science have the willingness to change with new evidence. They're ruthless per review. It takes account of all new discoveries. It invites criticism. It have verifiable results. The limits claims of usefulness and have accurate measurement. Uh, but you have to tell me now. I don't get pseudoscience too.
Also, pseudoscience fix ideas. They have no peer review. They only select favorable discoveries. They see criticism as conspiracy, non-repeatable results. They claims of widespread usefulness and ballpark measurement.
But Joe, what about the difference between science and pseudoscience?
Yeah, we have many things that difference pseudoscience from science. And you
Oh,
now, but you can tell me one of yours, and I can tell you more of pseudoscience that is mine.
yeah, now I remember. Science uses carefully observation and experimentation to confirm or reject a hypothesis. Evidence against theories and laws are searched for and studied closely.
Well, that it's different from us, but because pseudoscience start with a because pseudoscience starts with a hypothesis that looks only for evidence to support it. They have little or no experimentation. Conflicting evidence is ignored, excused, or hidden. The original idea is never abandoned, whatever the evidence.
Really, but science is based on well established repeating patterns and regularities in nature. What about pseudoscience?
We focuses without expectation on alleged expectations, errors, anomalies, and strange events.
Science have rep- reproducible results and they are required of experiments. In case of failure, no excuses are acceptable.
In pseudoscience, the results cannot be reproduced or verified. Excuses are freely invented to explain the failure of any scientific test.
Mm, personal stories or testimonials are not accepted as evidence in science.
While personal stories or testimonials are relied upon for evidence.
Wow, that's really different from science. Um, from science has consistent and interconnected. Like one part cannot be changed without affecting the whole.
Mm, inconsistent are not interconnected. Any part can be arbitrarily changed in any way without affecting other parts.
Argues from scientific knowledge and from the results of experiments.
Argues from ignorance, the lack of a scientific explanation is used to support ideas.
Science uses vocabulary that is well defined as in wide usage by co-workers.
It uses especially invented terms that are vague and apply only to one specific area.
Science convinces by appeal to evidence by arguments based on logical and or mathematical reasoning. What about pseudoscience?
In pseudoscience, it attempts to persuade by appeal to emotions, faith, sentiment, or distrust of established fact.
Peer review. Literature breeding for fellow scientists who are specially and experts.
In pseudoscience, there's no peer review. The literature written from the general public without checks of verifications. Now we have many things, but you can tell me one if you want.
Yes, progresses as time goes on. More and more is learned.
Finally, in pseudoscience, there is no progress. Nothing new is learned as time passes. There's only a succession of facts.
Wow, there are so many differences between them.
Yes, we have many differences. And well, that's it for now.
Well, I think that that's everything that we can say about science. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, that's everything that, well, actually we can say about pseudoscience versus science. And
I think that it's incredible how different they are, and that we could establish all the points about why are they so different.
yes, that's that's all that we can differentiate between both of them.
Bye, Miss.